Tired of overcrowded tourist spots every summer? There are still places that feel untouched, where you can enjoy peace and beauty without the crowds. From remote islands to hidden villages, here are 10 of the best summer spots without the tourist crowd. Just off the northern tip of Mexico's Yucatan Peninsula, Isla Holbox is one of those places that still feels like a secret. No cars, no big resorts, and definitely no stress. The streets are made of sand, and most people get around by bike or golf cart. It's slow-paced in the best way possible. During the summer months, Holbox becomes one of the best spots in the world to swim with whale sharks. These gentle giants show up in big numbers, and local tours take small groups out to snorkel alongside them. It's one of those experiences that sticks with you. Aside from that, the island has great local food. Fresh seafood tacos, tropical fruit smoothies, you name it. The sunsets are incredible, and on some nights, the ocean glows with bioluminescence. It's not a place packed with things to do, but that's kind of the point. Holbox is about doing less and enjoying it more. Everyone knows Lake Bled. It's that picture-perfect Slovenian lake with the little island and the church in the middle. But just a short drive away, there's another lake that's quieter, less polished, and just as beautiful. Lake Bohinj. Surrounded by the Julian Alps, Lake Bohinj is bigger than Bled and a lot less crowded. It's part of Triglav National Park, so everything feels a bit more wild and natural. The water is crystal clear and perfect for swimming in the summer. And unlike Bled, you won't be sharing it with thousands of tourists. There's great hiking all around the lake, including trails to waterfalls, and even up to Mount Vogel if you're up for a challenge. You can rent kayaks, paddleboards, or just lay out by the shore with a book and not hear a thing except the wind and the water. It's peaceful, it's easy to get to, and it hasn't been overrun yet. If you're after nature and quiet, this is the place. The Philippines is full of stunning islands, but most people head straight to Palawan or Boracay. Meanwhile, Siquijor stays under the radar, and that's a good thing. This island has a bit of everything: waterfalls, white sand beaches, snorkeling spots, and even a few places that feel like jungle hideaways. You can ride a scooter around the whole island in a few hours, stopping along the way at hidden coves, cliff diving spots, and old Spanish churches. One of the most popular places on the island is Cambugahay Falls, a series of bright blue waterfalls where you can swing into the pools on a rope like you're in a movie. But even the popular spots here are never packed. Siquijor also has a bit of a mystical reputation. Locals will tell you stories about traditional healers and old island legends, which gives the place a really unique vibe. If you're looking for a tropical escape without the crowds, this is it. The Azores are a group of islands way out in the middle of the Atlantic Ocean, but technically, they're part of Portugal. And while mainland Portugal has become a hot spot in recent years, the Azores are still far enough off the beaten path to feel like a true escape. The landscapes here are unreal: volcanic craters filled with lakes, lush green cliffs that drop straight into the ocean, steaming hot springs and black sand beaches. Every island is different, but they all feel untouched. São Miguel is the biggest island, and a good starting point. You can explore crater lakes like Sete Cidades, relax in natural thermal pools in Furnas, or hike through forests that look surreal. There are also tea plantations, pineapple farms, and old seaside villages that haven't changed much in decades. It's not a place for big resorts or all-inclusive deals. It's for travelers who want nature, culture, and space to breathe. Everyone knows Bali, and most people assume that if you're heading to Indonesia, that's the place to go. But just one island over, there's Lombok, and it's like Bali without the crowds. Lombok has everything people go to Bali for: beautiful beaches, lush rice fields, waterfalls, even its own version of the Gili Islands, which are just off Lombok's coast and perfect for snorkeling and diving. One of the big draws here is Mount Rinjani, an active volcano that adventurous travelers love to hike. It's not an easy climb, but the views at the top are unbelievable. If you're not into hiking, there are also laid-back surf towns like Kuta Lombok which has a totally different vibe from Bali's Kuta. It's much quieter, and the beaches are just as good, if not better. There's culture here too. Local villages, traditional weaving, and food that's full of flavor, but not overly spicy. Lombok gives you the best of Indonesia without all the noise. Greece in the summer usually means packed ferries, busy beaches, and restaurants where you have to wait for a table, but not on Karpathos. This island sits between Crete and Rhodes, but it feels like it's in its own world. Fewer tourists make it here, which means the villages still feel traditional, the beaches are never too busy, and prices haven't been pushed up like on the more famous islands. The beaches are wild and stunning. Some are tucked between cliffs, others stretch out with soft white sand and not much else. And inland, you'll find mountain villages like Olympos, where locals still wear traditional clothing and bake bread in wood-fired ovens. It's not just for show, it's just how they live. There's a strong sense of pride here. The people are welcoming but not trying to sell you anything. You get the feeling that they're just happy to show you their island. And in return, all you have to do is slow down and enjoy it. Jeju Island is South Korea's favorite summer escape, but outside of Korea, not many travelers know about it. That's starting to change, but it's still a place that feels like a hidden gem, especially compared to Seoul or Busan. Jeju has a little bit of everything: volcanoes, waterfalls, beaches, and even fields of flowers depending on the season. It's got UNESCO sites, cozy guest houses, and seafood markets where the food is as fresh as it gets. One of the best things about Jeju is how easy it is to explore. You can rent a car or take buses around the island and stop at hiking trails, local cafes, and coastlines that feel completely untouched. Halasan, the volcano in the middle of the island, is also South Korea's tallest mountain, and hiking it is a popular challenge for locals. It's a place where modern meets traditional and nature is always close by. Jeju is peaceful, balanced, and perfect for a summer trip that feels different. Not many people have Albania on their travel list, but Theth might just change that. Tucked away in the Albanian Alps, this small mountain village looks like it's been frozen in time. Getting there takes a bit of effort. The road winds through mountains and can feel pretty remote, but once you arrive, you're rewarded with one of the most peaceful places in Europe. Stone houses, green valleys, and trails that lead deep into the mountains. Theth is popular with hikers, but even then, it never feels busy. The trail from Theth to Valbona is one of the most beautiful in the Balkans, and it's not unusual to walk for hours without seeing more than a few other people. The people here are kind, the food is homemade, and the air is fresh. It's the kind of place where you go to disconnect from the internet, from your schedule, and from the noise. On the Caribbean coast of Panama, Bocas del Toro is a group of islands that feel alive with color, music, and laid-back energy. It's not totally off the radar, but it's still way quieter than the Caribbean's big-name spots. Each island has its own atmosphere. Some are perfect for relaxing, others for surfing or snorkeling. Isla Bastimentos is known for its beaches and jungle trails, while Isla Colón has a mix of bars, hostels, and beach shacks. And then there are the smaller islands, where you can stay in overwater bungalows without the luxury price tag. The water here is warm and clear, with coral reefs full of life. You can spot dolphins, take a boat through mangroves, or just hang out in a hammock by the sea. Bocas isn't fancy, and that's what makes it great. It's colorful, casual, and just far enough off the map to feel special. If you're after a summer experience that looks like it belongs on another planet, the Lofoten Islands are hard to beat. Located above the Arctic Circle in northern Norway, this place doesn't do summer like anywhere else. The sun doesn't set for weeks during the peak of summer, which means you can hike or go exploring at midnight in broad daylight. The landscapes are dramatic. Sharp mountain peaks rise straight from the sea, and tiny fishing villages are tucked between cliffs and fjords. The beaches are surprisingly beautiful. White sand, turquoise water, but also freezing cold, so maybe skip the swimming unless you're brave. Still, the scenery makes it worth the visit. It's quiet, clean, and completely different from the typical summer destination. You can stay in old fishermen's cabins, go kayaking through the fjords, or hike trails that give you endless views in every direction. Lofoten is raw and rugged, but that's what makes it unforgettable. So that's it, 10 summer spots to visit. No crowds, no chaos, just places that let you slow down and enjoy the moment. Some take a bit more effort to reach, but every single one is worth it. Thanks for watching, and don't forget to like and subscribe for more travel videos.